We're not allowed in Morecambe. So you're stuck with just me for Talk of the Town, episode 33. Yes, welcome to Talk of the Town, episode 33. Sadly, there was a limit on the number of people who could go to Morecambe, and not so sadly, I was the first to get in and volunteer not to go. So I'm here in Crawley at the People's Pension Stadium. Hopefully, if technology goes well and Nick the Geordie's done his job properly... Oh, sorry. He's panicking a bit. Hopefully we'll have Harry live from the Morecambe Stadium later on. If we don't have Harry, it's going to be a very short show because I'm not even sure I can fill 45 minutes, an hour on my own. So hopefully Harry will be joining us very, very shortly and he'll be giving us updates live from the stadium. Of course, after we finish this interesting show of Talk of the Town, we're not entirely sure how it's going to go, but stick with us. Harry has joined the Zoom call. He's joined the Zoom. You're on mute. No, hopefully he won't be on mute. It'll be fine. I can see Harry there. He doesn't look as warm as me, I've got to say. We'll catch up with Harry very shortly. Of course, after Talk of the Town, you can watch the action live from the Morecambe Stadium. Early kickoff of 6:30 this evening, and you can get the action on iFollow.
In your heart, in spirit, in soul, you make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks, you're part of the fabric. The passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one. Abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary. With coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
Get the action on iFollow. Just £10 for all supporters. Season tickets or non-season tickets because it's an away match. So, yeah, please do keep supporting the Reds as you had done all season. Your support is greatly appreciated. And when you are spending... If over 500 of you watch the game, Crawley start making money. So, if over 500 of you watch the game away at Morecambe today, Crawley will obviously make some money. As always... Ballers is open. Match day. So the match day offer is available. £5 burger, chips and a drink if you can get down to the stadium. If you can't, you can get the offer live from the comfort of your own home via Just Eat and Uber Eats. But first, let's take a look back at how the Reds got on Tuesday night. No, Saturday. Oh, every week I'm getting confused with Saturdays and Tuesdays. So let's have a look at how the Reds got on Saturday in a good home win against Exeter City. Yeah, a great win for the Reds on Saturday. Getting ourselves back on form. We can see Harry and we can hear him, but we're just trying to make sure that you can as well. So hopefully we will have Harry live from the Mazuma Stadium. We're continuing to work on that. He's only just been allowed to get into the ground, so testing is very difficult. Morecambe proving tricky customers this evening. Let's go through that lineup for you. Today's team is as follows. In goal, as always, is Glenn Morris. We have, looks like a similar back three to last week with George Frankham, Jordan Tunnicliffe and Joe McNerney. One change this evening, Jake Hesketh comes in for David Radare. So that is a sort of a midfield five. It depends how you look at it. Midfield five of Jordan Maguire-Drew, Jake Hesketh, Jake Hessenthaler, and Jack Powell. On the left is Nick Cerula with Tom Nichols and Ashley Naderson up front. Your subs this evening are Nelson Davis, Cisse, Josh Wright, Tyler Frost and James Tilley. So I think personally, I think it worked quite well. I don't know who I'm talking to. Got no one to talk. I said that as if I was going to talk to Harry. I will be talking to Harry very shortly, hopefully. But yeah, good lineup. It worked very well on Saturday. So fingers crossed it works again tonight against Morecambe, who have had an absolute stonking season so far, up in fifth. Crawley and Morecambe, always the two teams tipped to be relegated, but both doing all right this season, and hopefully we can pull 3 points in on Morecambe this evening and close the gap to just 5 points and be very much in the playoff hunt. Okay, let's take a look at what John Yems had to say when he caught up with Sam Gadsden earlier in the week.
Gaffer, it's Morecambe tomorrow night. Your thoughts heading into that one?
Long trip, just looking forward to it. Obviously setting off today, had the boys in training this morning. Everyone's looking sharp. Just looking forward to the game.
Nice to take a very solid 3 points into what is going to be a pretty tough week of fixtures as well.
Yeah, you started, let's hope it carries on like this is, but all tough games, mate. I keep saying it to people, there's no easy games, but we can just prepare as much as we can and see where it takes us.
We'll see two in the week coming, two pretty high table opposition, but we've got a very good record against high league opposition this year, and obviously a very good result against Morecambe earlier on in the season as well.
Yeah, that's past now. Let's just concentrate on what's in front of us. So I keep saying it, 3 more points up the table keeps you away from the relegation, and that's what we're striving to do first and foremost. Make sure the club's safe, as we have been doing from day one, beginning of the season. But then I think every club in the league will be thinking the same. What we've gone on with the finances and things like that. It's just you keep looking over your shoulder, and you've only got a couple of months and it's all finishing. But we've still got 17 games, so it's a long trek. But you would have took this when we couldn't play fixtures, so this is what we've got to do.
Some very good performances on Tuesday, and they've been rewarded with a couple of Team of the Week appearances for Joe Mack and Tom Nichols.
Yeah, very good performances, but it wasn't Tuesday, it was Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
But no worry about that, yeah. And there was someone else involved in it. I don't know what it was. Who was that? What was that one? Oh, sorry.
You got the manager of the week as well, so
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, listen, it's for the team, isn't it? The team get all the plaudits. It's the Tom and Joe. I thought Big Joe done really well, and Tom's Tom, But you could have given it to the 11 of them out there, and the lads know that, and I know that, and don't mean nothing if we don't get anything tomorrow. So just onwards and upwards.
Cheers, Gaffer.
Thank you.
working very hard to get Harry on the line. I can see him, I can hear him. We're just trying to get it so you guys can hear him as well. We are trying our best. Really, really difficult circumstances here. Here this evening, but we're doing our very best. Let's try see if we can. Harry, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I have no idea if anyone else can.
And you? Yes, I'm getting the thumbs up from Nick the Geordie. We're in. We've got a show all of a sudden. The main man, Harry is here. Harry, how was your trip up?
It was smooth, very smooth. You know, the pandemic journeys aren't actually too bad, with the roads being much quieter. So it was a swift 4.5. If ever those two words have been put in the same sentence together.
And a huge thank you, of course, to the Ryan Cantor Club, who got the lads, as always, who have got the lads up to Morecambe this evening. Their support, as always, is greatly appreciated. Harry, I'm assuming you've seen the lineup, have you?
Yes, we go to start today with how we finished on Saturday.
Yes.
Which probably no surprises to anyone, really. I think that the performance was really sound on Saturday, and you just want to keep that momentum going. You know, we've got a big 3 or 4 games coming up now. If we really want to stake a claim, pushing up the table, these are the games to do it in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Saturday was very big, wasn't it? I think people very much felt that if we were going to make a push for the playoffs, it was going to be we needed to start picking up points. I actually asked John bravely about the run of 4 games. The first game's out of the way, big win. What do you fancy our chances are this evening away at Morecambe?
It's a tricky one. I think you look back at the record of some of the sides they've beaten here. They've been really competent in getting the points on the board, especially in their home games. I think obviously we can take in the fact that you've beaten this opponent comfortably in the reverse fixture. Yes, the circumstances are a little bit different now. And then obviously you've got the tricky long away game on Sunday as well. On Saturday, sorry, as well. Which so I think you've got to try and set a bar here and try and get some kind of points on the board to take into the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking. Morecambe's home form is really strong. I think it's they're second in the form table at home. So tonight's going to be really tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we're going to be calling on the performances from when we went to Forest Green, Leyton Orient, Bolton on that run of away games where we looked really good on the road. I think we need to try and get back to how we were then. And with the coming off the back of a couple of good performances, even up at Grimsby, I thought we played pretty well. Didn't come away from that feeling too downbeat, too disheartened. We've got 3 points from those 2 games. We probably need another 3 this week, but things become much more comfortable if you can pull out a win here tonight. We haven't won here since Kew was in charge. I think it's 3.5, almost 4 years ago since we last won up here. And obviously yourself the thumping we had up here about a decade ago now. So we want to come here with a fresh mind and try and make this a place that we feel comfortable coming to and a place we can go and get 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it. I mean, we spoke quite a lot when we was at Grimsby last week, and we spoke about how Grimsby was such a difficult place. It was windy, it was cold, the pitch is uneven. It's a really difficult place to go. I never get the sense, other than the distance, I never get the sense that Morecambe is a really tough place to go. Obviously, it has become a bit of a fortress for them, but you're there now. Like, I always think it's quite a nice place to go and play football.
I think it is. It's a comfortable place to come and watch football. I enjoy coming here to work or to watch. As away fans know, it's a very tidy little ground. It's very similar to Crawley, really. If you took away the east stand and you just put the uncovered terrace, like we used to have the east terrace opposite us in this main stand. But the 2 ends behind the goal, both very similar. Both terracing. Obviously it's a shame there's no crowds here, because you can probably get a really nice atmosphere going if this one was packed out. But like you said, it's not like last Tuesday where the wind was swirling, there's a bit of drizzle, and you just thought, oh my God, this Grimsby away on a Tuesday night is kind of going as horrible as it sounds when you look at it on the fixture list. This is a little bit more comfortable. The pitch doesn't look too bad. It's much flatter than obviously it is over at Grimsby. Doesn't look too firm or anything like that. So I think we've got the surroundings here for Crawley to play the nice free-flowing football that they enjoy doing, and that's provided us with so many good results this season. Yeah,
absolutely. Harry, I'm going to go to an advert. It's only 71 seconds. You've got 71 seconds to find someone interesting for us to talk to. So I'll leave that with you. We're going to end up with Ken, aren't we? Well, Ken is the bare minimum, I expect. You've got 71 seconds. Here's an ad from the People's Pension.
2017, £30 million has been lost to pension scammers. That's about 26,000 Premier League season tickets. During these uncertain times, it's more important than ever to defend your hard-earned money. Be on the ball to anyone contacting you out of the blue. Find out more about pension scams and how to avoid them by visiting our website.
Now by Travel Ken, he has travelled. Ken, you're live on the air.
Hi everyone, all right?
Yeah, it's a bit. Obviously, Ken is a technology genius. I'm sure. You struggling to hear me, Ken?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll do my best to speak up. Ken,
Okay.
Harry and myself were just talking about how Morecambe's going to be a tough place to go. But we come off the back of a good win, don't we? Away at home to Exeter last week, and one of the players, a couple of our players, made team of the week. One of which was Joe McNerney, who's obviously come in for Tony Craig, and he's done well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he had an excellent game, didn't he? Obviously, that shows that he got into the team of the week. Obviously, with Tom and obviously John as manager of the week. But as you say, coming to places like Morecambe, with the form they're in, it's not going to be an easy game tonight. We need to get back into that games we built up leading up to the Leeds game when we win 8 or 9 games undefeated, home and away. And if we can get something here tonight, obviously another tough away game on Saturday, and then obviously 3 home games in a trot. So pick some points up the next couple of games, and we could be on a roll again.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of our success before Christmas or before the New Year was very much down to partnerships, wasn't it? Particularly in the attacking areas, the likes of Nichols, the likes of Naddison, and obviously Max Waters at the time. On Saturday, I saw a real sign that Nichols and Naddison are starting to build a partnership, both on the score sheet. Nichols obviously assisted Naddison's goal. How important are those two going to be if we're going to really make a push for the playoffs?
Well, obviously, the goal scoring, since Max has gone, has dried up slightly. But as you say, if we can get Naddison and Tom working together, Tom Nichols, and get that, all the great teams always had pairs, didn't they? Sutton and Shearer and teams like, places like that. And, it's just one of those things. We've got to start scoring goals, especially away from home.
Yeah, absolutely. And John changed the system, didn't he, on Saturday? He seemed to go for a 3-5-2, playing wing backs. Yeah. Nick Cerullo come back, had a good game. Do you think that change of system suits us and will suit us this evening?
Yeah, I think it does. Obviously, playing the 3 at the back, and then with the wing backs creating the overlaps, and obviously getting the ball down the wings. As you say, Nick Cerullo had a great game against Leeds, and then did 30 minutes against Bournemouth, but then had the injury, the hamstring injury. Obviously hadn't played for a while, but he came back into the team, I think, very well on Saturday. Yeah,
absolutely. Someone we've spoken a bit about on the show was Rhys Gregor Cox, who we're going to hear from. We're going to hear from him very shortly after we go to another ad, and hopefully we'll hear from someone at Morecambe. But finally, Ken, what are you predicting this evening?
Well, I'm hoping for a win, Joe. I hope we can sneak a 1-0 or a 2-1. But I think if we come away from here with a draw, I don't think it'll be a bad result.
Well, I think you're probably right. I think most people would probably take a draw, and that would certainly keep us in the hunt. And obviously another tough trip and a long trip on Saturday to Kent.
Yeah.
Are you going Tranmere?
Yeah, I'm going to Tranmere. Yeah.
Well, I think
haven't missed the game this season yet.
Oh, all right, Ken. All right, let's show off. I've missed about 3, and the amount of grief I get is ridiculous.
Yeah. I wasn't going to mention the games you missed, Joe, Leighton Orient and that.
Oh, I was taking my kids to see Father Christmas at Leighton Orient.
Yeah, I know you were, yeah.
My priorities are all wrong. Ken, thank you very much for joining us. I mentioned earlier on that the matchday meal deal, as always, is on at Ballers. Let's whet the appetites with a little ad from Ballers. Okay, we're back now with Harry Maynard live from the Mazuma Stadium. Oh, since when's it been the Mazuma Stadium, Harry? That must be a new one.
I only found this out about half an hour ago.
I had to quickly Google it. I mean, as a commercial manager who hates people not calling his stadium the correct name, I had to
get it right.
Harry, can you? We did run through it, but I made a bit of a hash of running through it. To be honest, so do you want to run through the lineup and give us your thoughts?
Yeah, so like I said, we go with how we finished at the weekend with the back three and then Morris in goal, Franklin McNerney, Tunnicliffe, Maguire, Drew's going to go out to the right hand side, Cerula's out on the left, Powell and Hessenthaler, the two probably deeper central midfielders. Hesketh has kind of been given the free role, I think, tonight, and he'll be in behind Tom Nichols and Ashley Naderson. So I think there can't be too many Reds fans not happy with that lineup. I think we were all pretty confident going into the Exeter game. Actually, I think this is the kind of the formation, the balance that we probably feel as a group that they get the best out of. I think you look at some of the big results we've had. It's generally come when we've used the back five, and we just look much more solid. And I think that's credit to John and the lads that were able to do that without the likes of Tony Craig, without the likes of Tom Dallison. We've shown that. Well, I think every team knows they kind of have to adjust this season with the way the games come and players dropping out through COVID and injuries and bits and bobs like that. It was always going to be a little bit messy. So the fact we've kind of got a plan A and a plan B and different formations to fit the different personnel that we've got, I think, it's testament to the coaching team that they can get the best out of this group, whatever 11 they chuck out.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously we had that little slump in form, didn't we? Over the past few weeks, we sort of seemed to manage to end that with a late win at Colchester. All right, disappointing at Grimsby, but then we a very good win at Exeter. We've spoken about these four games we've got, the 4 games we had coming up. Obviously, we've got 3 points at Exeter. For the next 3 games, who I think are Tranmere, Salford, and maybe Mansfield. So there's certainly three tough games. How many points can we win, and how many points do you think we need to win to stay in that playoff hunt?
The Crawley head and Crawley heart kind of thing you're putting to me. I mean, realistically, I think. I mean, I say it quietly because I feel like everyone can hear me. I think tonight's more winnable than Saturday. I think going to Tranmere, I mean, they're absolutely flying. I think they're at home to Newport tonight, so they could well be in the top 3 by the time we get over there on Saturday. Morecambe a couple slippy results recently, so I think they'll be targeting tonight to try and get the 3. I mean, when you then go into a run of the home games, like you said, it's not as easy as it might look with the Salfords and Mansfield. Mansfield probably in a little bit of a false position after they've changed manager and they're on a bit of a resurgence up the table now. So I'd probably say from this week, if we want to realistically have that keep looking above us in the table, we probably need to win one of them. We probably need 3 points from the 2 games, and then we can back that up with hopefully a few more points on the board when we go back home for the 2 or 3 games we've got in a row the following week.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to try and find someone to talk to give us the view from things at Morecambe. In the meantime, here we will have a watch at when Sam Gadsden caught up with the injured Reece Cox.
Reece, thanks for joining me. A lot of the fans have been very vocal on wanting to know how you're getting on with your injury and when you might be back. Can you give any more details on that?
Yeah, so obviously the rehab's going really well. I've been running for the last couple of weeks and progressing my gym sessions and my plyometrics and things like that outside. So everything's going to plan, everything's going really well. Hopefully the plan is to try and be back modified training towards the end of the season, and hopefully aim for pre-season. And hopefully I'll be fine by then, but you can't really call time on these sort of injuries. But at the moment, how it's going, I feel confident that I could reach that goal. I feel strong. I'm probably the strongest I've ever been. So yeah, I'm feeling good.
A real long-term injury, and it must have been very difficult for you, Reece, but we know that you've been working as hard as you can to get back for next season. Yeah, no, definitely. I think with these sort of injuries, you can't skip a rep, skip a day really. The physios are telling me, have a week off, clear your head and things like that. But I haven't had no time off, with this injury, just because I feel like, to be the best I can possibly be. You can't really skip days and skip reps. And I've been in here at the stadium at the gym in the evenings just so I can, get strong and not miss a day where I can't actually be with the lads if they got an away game and things like that. So. So I've just had to work really hard.
And like I said, I am probably the strongest I've ever been previously, and I think I've just got to keep maintaining that.
Watching from the stands this season and I follow, etc. How have you found the season so far, and what's it like watching the lads?
It's been a weird season, obviously without the fans. But, the lads have done really well. It's probably, like I said previously, probably the best season we've had as a team since I've been here, and we can only get stronger. To be honest, hopefully we end the last 16 games really strong and try and climb in the playoffs. But I think the lads have done really well, especially without the fans supporting us actually in the stadium. So I think we're doing really well. It's been hard for me, obviously, because I can't participate. But I think mentally, it's just made me feel like when I am back and hopefully the fans are back in, it will just make me feel worthwhile. Do you know what I mean?
And hopefully, Reece, it's perfect timing, as you say, when you return, the fans will be back and you must be buzzing to join the rest of the lads out there.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd almost feel like that I've never sort of, missed the season as such, just because the fans have not obviously been here, and it's been a bit of a weird season just in general. But it was, in hindsight, it's probably a good season, to have this long-term injury, because obviously I'm spending more time with the family at home, and mentally it's probably helped me out a lot. So no, it has been really good. So just can't wait to get back.
Reece, all the best with the rest of the recovery. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.
That's right. Jump in there.
Welcome back. Harry's just got this gentleman from Morecambe who's going to give us the Morecambe view. While we're waiting for them, let's have a look at how the Reds got on against Morecambe earlier in the season. We are joined now by David, who is the I Follow commentator for Morecambe. David, how are you?
All right, freezing.
Freezing. Well, do you know what? It's one of the benefits of not being able to come. It's nice and warm here in Crawley.
Yeah, it was. My car was frozen this morning, and so I not expected March to be getting the kettle out and defrosting it, but no mind.
David, Morecambe have had probably, from the outside, an unexpectedly good season so far. From the inside, are you surprised by how well they're doing?
Yes, yes. Apart from at Crawley.
That was one of our better results. And did you see the game against Crawley?
Yes. I was down there. We lost. Our defensive midfielder Alex Kenyon went off at 0-0, and I blamed him.
and was that like a? Would you say that was a poor performance? Was that one of the worst performances they've had all season?
It was, strangely enough, no, it was pretty even in the first half, if you remember.
Yeah.
And even your guys were saying, "Oh, this could go either way in the second half," but then you brought Max Waters on, and it only went one way.
yeah. They did that a number of times. You weren't the only team to suffer at the hands of Max Waters.
I believe we were the first to suffer.
and what do you put it down to, Morecambe's success this year? Because I mean, it's always Crawley and Morecambe are the teams that everyone expects to be down the bottom of the league, but this year we're both, particularly yourselves, doing quite well.
I think from our point of view, I think there's been a couple of benefits. New manager, which is good, but also I think bizarrely, I think COVID has actually done us a favour, because the simple fact is we haven't got a large budget. And players that wouldn't entertain coming here last August because of COVID and being sort of like 5 months into it, obviously we're all aware that there were 1,500 professionals out of work. And from that point of view, we were offering what we classed as our top contracts to players who in the past maybe would have looked around a bit and thought, no, I'll get back to you. But because of the COVID situation, they snapped our hand off straight away. So it did us a favour, really, because the simple fact is, us being where we are, we're competing with obviously Fleetwood, Accrington, Barrow, and then obviously the bigger clubs like Bury, Oldham, Rochdale, etc., etc. You know, we're an hour from Manchester, so even Stockport County are paying more money than we are.
Yeah.
So from our point of view, a lot decided, yeah, I'll take that. And we were fortunate, as I said, as well. The double-edged sword was that 3 or 4 of these players have played for the manager before, and so when they were at Plymouth and when he was elsewhere, they've played for him, and I think that counts for a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's definitely something in that, because there's a lot of the smaller clubs in League Two have performed really well at the start of the season. I mean, we've had a relatively good season. Yourselves, Carlisle typically don't have a big budget. They're doing well. Cambridge are doing very well. Cheltenham again. I mean, there's a lot of the smaller clubs who typically have the smaller budgets have actually performed really well. The only thing I would say is the bigger clubs seem to be on the march. The Bradfords, Mansfield always have a big budget. Bolton have got themselves together. Do you think? Can you see Morecambe holding on to one of those playoff spots or getting into those automatics, or are you looking over your shoulder thinking, "Oh, here they come"?
I think you're deadly accurate there in the fact that Bolton and Bradford have flexed their muscles, their financial might, and to be fair, so have Barrow. Barrow signed 9 and then furloughed 7. I don't know how they've got away with that, but you know, that's a strange one. But obviously Barrow are desperate. Now they're down the bottom. They're desperate to survive. But we've played Bolton and Bradford in recent weeks. And we were a bit unlucky to lose at Bradford, but they looked okay. We were lucky to get a draw at Bolton because they had somebody sent off, Madison sent off about sort of quarter of an hour from the end, and we equalised. So I think you're perfectly correct. I think looking at the players we've got, we're lucky we've had no injuries. We've got hardly any suspensions. You're probably aware our best player and top scorer was Adam Phillips, who was on loan from Burnley. He returned to Burnley on deadline day and then went to Accrington 10 minutes later. So they sort of kind of poached him, but I don't blame him for that. If he's got to play at a League One level to test himself, he's going to do that, isn't he? But we have missed him. If you look at our recent form, since Phillips has gone back, it's been fairly patchy. So to answer your question, I think if we can keep some sort of form, we're proving quite hard to beat. I would hope that we would sneak into the playoffs, but I am looking behind us at Bradford and Bolton, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that in mind, finally, what are you anticipating tonight? What's your prediction?
Well, to be honest with you, like I said, it was 0-0 at half-time, and talking to you lads when we were down at Crawley, it was like it could have gone either way. And I think he's going to be tight. Again, I don't think there's a lot between a lot of sides, as proved by the sort of like top 10 are all separated. If you win 2, you're in the top 3. If you lose 2, you're in 9th and 10th. And I don't think there's a lot of difference between the 2 sides. And from a vengeance point of view, I'd like us to win, obviously, but I think it's going to be tough. You've had some good results. Beating Exeter was a great result.
Yeah.
So Exeter are no fools. So I think I'm probably going to say 2 apiece.
Brilliant. David, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time. Hopefully Harry's somewhere nearby. He can jump back in. But thank you very much.
Harry now.
Thank you. So Harry will be back now. Hopefully you'll see him very shortly. In the meantime, don't forget... Well, you can, of course, Ballers is open. Make sure you take advantage of that meal deal if you can get down to the stadium, or support us on Just Eat Uber Eats. That money does go to the football club, and you guys have all been a great support of that. I think we're almost done, Harry. I've got a little quiz for you. It's a Morecambe-based quiz. See how you get on.
Oh my God.
I didn't prepare you for this, did I? So I might end up showing you up, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, are you first? But everyone can play along at home as well. See if you can beat Harry. Fans against Harry. Here we go. Okay, question 1.
I'll go easy.
The last time Crawley went to Morecambe, so it was an away game. The last time we played at Morecambe, what was the score?
Oh God.
Everybody on the
2-1
chat
defeat.
screaming in. What are you saying? 2-1 defeat?
2-1 defeat.
No, it was 1-1, I'm afraid. We did get a draw. I think it was a late draw. I think we nicked an equaliser, if I remember correctly. Do you remember who scored? Question 2?
Well, considering I just got the score wrong, I'll go with Ollie Palmer.
No, Bez Lubala. Not going well so far. John Barnett is probably somewhere in the going absolutely ballistic. He's probably got it all in his memory.
He's got my face on his dartboard.
Okay, question 3. Last time Crawley won at Morecambe was when? You did sort of touch upon it. What year did they last win at Morecambe?
October 2017.
Very good. Commentator's been doing his research. Love that. Question 4. When Crawley won 4-0 earlier in the season, who were the goal scorers?
Watters, Frost. Watters, Frost and Addison.
Oh, Watters, Frost and Frankham, I'm afraid. Last one. When was the last time Crawley won away in the league?
Oh, Bolton.
It was. Very good, very good. Well, I think thanks for putting in a bit of a shift via Zoom, Harry. Hopefully I'll be joining you up at Tranmere on Saturday. Yourself
can't wait. Can't wait for you to be dragged up north with me, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to go home, probably grab a ballers and then sit at home and watch the game on my telly.
And listen to me and Ken?
Well, I might watch it on mute. Harry, thank you very much for joining us. Prediction. Well, give me a prediction before we go.
I'm quietly confident. I think we might win 2-0.
Well, fantastic. Okay. Well, that's almost all we've got time for here, or we've managed to scrape together. We're literally working from home here in Crawley. Big thanks to our sponsor, Mr. Declutter. Look at this. You can't see this, Harry. We've got a nice screen with Mr. Declutter on. There you go. No mess, no stress. Keep supporting those guys, as many of you have done already. So huge thank you to Mr. Declutter for supporting us. Thanks to all our sponsors. The People's Pension, obviously our main sponsor. Always thank you to them. Ryan Cantor Club for backing the travel, getting everybody up there this evening. And a thank you to D Direct Removal and Storage. We missed out. We was supposed to do we was looking forward to that, weren't we? Over land and sea. But sadly, I couldn't go. I wasn't allowed over land or sea.
You're going in the Mersey on Saturday.
Absolutely not. Anyway, I think that's all we've got time for. All that's left for me to say is... Hello, ballers. Yeah, that's right. What a show! If you enjoyed it as much as we did, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so you can be notified about when we are next live here from Talk of the Town. Make sure you don't ever miss an episode, subscribe, hit the bell, and we will see you again very soon.